Before rural sitcoms faded from television, Petticoat Junction gave audiences a softer world. The Shady Rest Hotel, the Hooterville Cannonball, and a family whose small problems felt warm, funny, and familiar. First airing in 1963, the show became a gentle portrait of country life, filled with sisters, neighbors, storekeepers, railroad men, and unforgettable eccentrics. But behind that comfort were cast changes, illness, quiet retirements, and final chapters that still touch longtime fans. Today, we're looking back at the cast of Petticoat Junction, then and now, and the real stories behind Hooterville's charm. Kate Bradley, the warm and hard-working owner of the Shady Rest Hotel in Petticoat Junction, was portrayed by Bea Benaderet. She was born on April 4, 1906, in New York City, and was 57 when the series premiered in 1963. Kate works because she gives the show its emotional center. Around her are Uncle Joe's schemes, the girls' dreams, the Cannonball's small-town rhythm, and the constant comic disorder of Hooterville. But Kate keeps everything grounded with patience, wit, and maternal strength. Benaderet played her with effortless warmth, making Kate feel like the kind of woman who could solve a crisis with a firm look and a kind word. Before Petticoat Junction, Benaderet had already built a remarkable radio and television career, including The George Burns and Gracie Allen Show, and the voice of Betty Rubble on The Flintstones. Her illness and death during the show's run changed the emotional tone of the series. She passed away in 1968, at only 62 from lung cancer and pneumonia. Kate Bradley remains the heart of the Shady Rest, loving, practical, and deeply missed after she was gone. Sam Drucker, the friendly general store owner who seemed to know everyone's business in Hooterville, was portrayed by Frank Cady. He was born on September 8, 1915, in Susanville, California, and was 48 when Petticoat Junction began in 1963. Sam works because he makes the town feel real. His store is more than a place to buy supplies. It is the local news desk, meeting point, advice counter, and unofficial center of rural life. Cady played him with easy humor and quiet intelligence, turning Sam into one of television's most comforting small-town figures. What made the character especially unique is that he crossed between Petticoat Junction, Green Acres, and the Beverly Hillbillies, tying Paul Henning's rural sitcom universe together. Outside Hooterville, Cady had a long career across radio, film, stage, and television, but Sam Drucker became his defining role. He continued to be cherished by fans long after the series ended. Cady passed away peacefully in 2012 at the age of 96 from natural causes. Sam remains the kind of neighbor classic television loved most, steady, kind, and always ready behind the counter. Bobbie Jo Bradley, the sweet and sunny middle daughter of the Bradley family, was portrayed by Laurie Saunders. She was born on October 4, 1941, in Kansas City, Missouri, and was 24 when she joined Petticoat Junction in 1965, replacing Pat Woodell in the role. Bobbie Jo works because she brings softness, charm, and a gentle comic brightness to the Shady Rest. Saunders gave the character an approachable warmth, making Bobbie Jo feel both feminine and playful, without losing the small-town sincerity that defined the show. Her love of animals, family loyalty, and easygoing spirit helped her blend naturally into the Bradley household, even after a cast change that could have unsettled viewers. Over time, Saunders made the role her own, becoming the version many fans remember most clearly. After Petticoat Junction, she appeared in other television projects, including The Beverly Hillbillies and Dusty's Trail, before gradually retiring from acting in the 1980s. In 2026, she is 84 and has lived mostly away from the spotlight. Bobbie Jo remains a gentle Hooterville memory, bright, kind, and part of the show's quiet family charm. Floyd Smoot, the good-natured train conductor, whose friendship with Charlie Pratt helped power the Cannonball's comic charm, was portrayed by Rufe Davis. He was born on December 2, 1908, in Vinson, Oklahoma, and was 55 when Petticoat Junction premiered in 1963. Floyd works because the Cannonball is not just transportation. It is part of the show's soul, and Floyd helps give it personality. Davis played him with folksy warmth, gentle confusion, and a kind of rural rhythm that made him instantly likable. His scenes with Charlie offered a relaxed comedy that felt older than television itself, closer to vaudeville, music, and small-town storytelling. Before the series, Davis had worked as an actor, singer, and entertainer, appearing in westerns and musical films where his easy charm fit naturally. His time on Petticoat Junction made him beloved to a new generation of viewers. Davis passed away in 1974 at the age of 66 after a heart attack. Floyd Smoot remains tied to the sound and spirit of the Cannonball, friendly, scattered, and always part of the ride home. Billie Jo Bradley, the ambitious and musically gifted eldest Bradley daughter in the later seasons of Petticoat Junction, was portrayed by Meredith MacRae. She was born on May 30, 1944, in Houston, Texas, and was 22 when she joined the show in 1966. Billie Jo works because she brings dreams of performance and independence into the rural world of the Shady Rest. MacRae gave her a confident but sweet presence, making Billie Jo feel like someone who loved her family, yet still imagined a bigger stage beyond Hooterville. Her singing and charm helped refresh the character after earlier casting changes, and over time she became the Billie Jo many viewers remember most. MacRae had grown up in a show business family and later built a varied career in television, film, and hosting, including work on talk shows where her warmth translated naturally. She also became involved in advocacy and public causes. Sadly, MacRae passed away in 2000 at only 56 after battling brain cancer. Her Billie Jo remains a bright part of the show's later identity, hopeful, musical, and full of the kind of small-town ambition that never felt selfish. Steve Elliott, the handsome crop duster pilot whose romance with Betty Jo became one of Petticoat Junction's most heartfelt storylines, was portrayed by Mike Miner. He was born on December 7, 1940, in San Francisco, California, and was 24 when he first appeared on the series in 1964. Steve works because he brings a touch of adventure and stability into the Shady Rest world. As a pilot, he belongs partly to the skies, but his love for Betty Jo roots him firmly in Hooterville. Miner played him with gentle charm, making Steve feel dependable without being dull. His marriage to Betty Jo and their family storyline gave the series emotional continuity as the Bradley daughters grew older. Off-screen, Miner was the son of producer Don Feddersen and also had musical talent, performing as a singer in addition to acting. After Petticoat Junction, he appeared in television, stage productions, and later worked outside the constant glare of fame. Miner passed away in 2016 at the age of 75 after cancer. Steve Elliott remains remembered as the man who helped Betty Jo's story grow from youthful energy into love, marriage, and home. Charlie Pratt, the lovable engineer of the Hooterville Cannonball, was portrayed by Smiley Burnette. He was born on March 18, 1911, in Summam, Illinois, and was 52 when Petticoat Junction began in 1963. Charlie works because he gives the series its old-fashioned musical and Western flavor. Alongside Floyd Smoot, he helps turn the Cannonball into more than a train. It becomes a moving symbol of the show's gentle world. Burnette played Charlie with warmth, humor, and the easy timing of a performer who had spent decades entertaining audiences. Long before Hooterville, he was already famous as a cowboy sidekick in Gene Autry and Roy Rogers films, where he brought music, comedy, and personality to the screen. He was also a songwriter and musician, making Charlie's folksy charm feel completely natural. Sadly, Burnette's time on the show was cut short. He passed away in 1967 at only 55 from leukemia. Charlie Pratt remains part of the Cannonball's heart, cheerful, musical, and forever connected to the sound of rural television comfort. Billie Jo Bradley, the original eldest Bradley daughter, whose beauty and ambition helped define the show's early seasons, was portrayed by Jeannine Riley. She was born on October 1, 1940, in Madera, California, and was 22 when Petticoat Junction premiered in 1963. This version of Billie Jo works because she brings glamour and youthful restlessness into the Shady Rest Hotel. Riley played her with sparkle, confidence, and a lively sense that Billie Jo loved Hooterville, but also dreamed of recognition beyond it. Her musical ambitions and bright personality gave the early episodes a sense of youthful possibility. After leaving Petticoat Junction, Riley continued working in television, appearing in shows such as Hee Haw, The Wild Wild West, and Dusty's Trail, often bringing the same sunny screen presence to rural comedy and Western-flavored entertainment. She later stepped away from regular acting and chose a quieter life. In 2026, she is 85, and her Billie Jo remains the first face many early fans remember, cheerful, ambitious, and part of the show's original charm. Bobby Jo Bradley, the original Middle Bradley daughter, whose intelligence shaped the early version of the character, was portrayed by Pat Woodell. She was born on July 12, 1944, in Winthrop, Massachusetts, and was 19 when Petticoat Junction premiered in 1963. Woodell's Bobby Jo works because she feels bright, curious, and a little more thoughtful than the simple pretty sister label might suggest. In the early seasons, Bobby Jo often carried dreams of writing and independence, giving the Bradley family another kind of youthful ambition. Woodell played her with charm and quickness, helping establish the sister dynamic that made the Shady Rest feel like a home full of distinct personalities. After leaving the series in 1965, Woodell pursued music and appeared in films, then later moved away from Hollywood and worked in business consulting. Her path showed how some classic TV performers found meaningful lives outside the industry after early fame. Woodell passed away in 2015 at the age of 71 after cancer. Her Bobby Jo remains an important part of the show's beginning, smart, fresh, and fondly remembered by longtime fans. Dr. Janet Craig, the intelligent and compassionate physician who joined Petticoat Junction after Kate Bradley's absence changed the series, was portrayed by June Lockhart. She was born on June 25, 1925, in New York City, and was 43 when she entered the show in 1968. Janet works because she brings steadiness and maturity into a world that had lost its original mother figure. She is not Kate Bradley, and the show wisely does not make her pretend to be. Instead, Dr. Craig offers care, reason, and a calm professional presence that helps the Shady Rest keep going. Lockhart played her with warmth and dignity, drawing on the same trusted screen quality that had already made her beloved as Ruth Martin on Lassie. She was also famous as Maureen Robinson on Lost in Space, giving her a rare place in both family drama and science fiction history. In 2026, Lockhart is 100, one of the remarkable surviving links to Hollywood's golden era. Dr. Janet Craig remains a graceful late addition, a character who helped Hooterville heal without erasing what had been lost. Billie Jo Bradley, the second actress to play the eldest Bradley daughter, was portrayed by Gunilla Hutton. She was born on August 15, 1944, in Gothenburg, Sweden, and was 21 when she joined Petticoat Junction in 1965. Hutton's Billie Jo works because she keeps the character's beauty and musical spirit while giving her a slightly different softness. In a show built around family warmth, cast changes could have been difficult, but Hutton brought enough charm and brightness to keep Billie Jo connected to the Shady Rest world. Her version of the characters still carried dreams, songs, and youthful energy, helping bridge the gap between Jeannine Riley's early portrayal and Meredith MacRae's later one. After Petticoat Junction, Hutton became especially known for Hee Haw, where her singing, comedy, and country variety presence made her a familiar face to a different audience. She later lived largely out of the public spotlight. In 2026, she is 81, and her Billie Jo remains part of the unusual history of a character shaped by multiple actresses, each leaving her own warm imprint. Homer Bedloe, the cranky railroad executive forever trying to shut down the Cannonball, was portrayed by Charles Lane. He was born on January 26, 1905, in San Francisco, California, and was 58 when Petticoat Junction began in 1963. Bedloe works because every gentle sitcom world needs someone trying to ruin the fun, and Lane made him a perfect comic nuisance. With his sharp voice, narrow expression, and irritated precision, Bedloe turned bureaucracy into farce. His attempts to close the railroad gave the Cannonball a reason to be defended, making him one of the show's most useful recurring antagonists. Lane's career was extraordinary, stretching across more than 300 film and television credits. He appeared in classics connected to Frank Capra, I Love Lucy, The Beverly Hillbillies, Bewitched, and countless other shows, often as bankers, clerks, judges, or officials who seemed born to say no. He lived and worked with remarkable longevity, becoming one of Hollywood's great character actors. Lane passed away in 2007 at the age of 102. Homer Bedloe remains a small-town villain with perfect comic timing, irritating, efficient, and unforgettable. Wendell Gibbs, the gentle and slightly absent-minded postmaster of Hooterville, was portrayed by Byron Fulger. He was born on August 27, 1899, in Ogden, Utah, and was 66 when he joined Petticoat Junction in 1965. Wendell works because he adds another soft comic rhythm to the town. He is not loud or flashy. His humor comes from mild confusion, good intentions, and the kind of small-town presence that makes Hooterville feel lived in. Fulger played him with warmth and delicacy, turning a modest role into something familiar and affectionate. His career was massive, with more than 300 credits across film and television, including appearances in The Andy Griffith Show, The Twilight Zone, The Beverly Hillbillies, and many classic productions. He belonged to the generation of character actors who could make a scene feel complete in only a few lines. In a poignant twist, Fulger passed away on April 4, 1970, at the age of 70 from heart problems, just hours before the final episode of Petticoat Junction aired. Wendell remains one of Hooterville's quiet little treasures, kind, bumbling, and deeply human. Selma Plout, the nosy and sharp-tongued woman who often stirred trouble around Hooterville, was portrayed by Elvia Ullman. She was born on September 19, 1904, in Enochville, North Carolina, and was 59 when Petticoat Junction premiered in 1963. Selma works because she adds comic friction to a show built mostly on warmth. She is meddlesome, opinionated, and forever ready to interfere, which makes her a useful contrast to the Bradley family's kindness and Sam Drucker's easygoing manner. Ullman played her with crisp timing and a wonderfully edged voice, making Selma irritating in exactly the way sitcoms need. Her talent for playing difficult, funny women went back decades through radio, film, and television. She appeared in I Love Lucy, The Beverly Hillbillies, The Jack Benny Program, and many other classics, and she also voiced Clarabelle Cow for Disney. Ullman passed away in 1992 at the age of 87 from pneumonia. Selma Plout remains one of Hooterville's great comic busybodies, proof that a little trouble can make a gentle town even funnier. Newt Kiley, the friendly farmer whose quiet dependability made him part of Hooterville's familiar landscape, was portrayed by K.E. Cooter. He was born on April 25, 1925, in Los Angeles, California, and was 39 when he first appeared on Petticoat Junction in 1964. Newt works because he represents the ordinary neighborly goodness that rural sitcoms depended on. He is helpful, plain-spoken, and believable as someone who would turn up when the Bradley family or the town needed a hand. Cooter played him with warmth and a grounded manner, making Newt feel like part of the soil of Hooterville rather than just a guest character. Beyond Petticoat Junction, Cooter appeared in Green Acres, The X-Files, Seinfeld, Star Trek, Deep Space Nine, and many other shows, while also lending his distinctive voice to animation and commercials. His career stretched across generations of television, moving from rural comedy into modern genre storytelling with surprising ease. He passed away in 2003 at the age of 78 from pulmonary complications. Newt remains one of those dependable supporting figures who made Hooterville feel like a real community. Roger Budd, Betty Jo Bradley's young date in the episode Betty Jo's First Love, was portrayed by Jack Bannon. He was born on June 14, 1940, in Los Angeles, California, and was 23 when he appeared on Petticoat Junction in 1963. Roger works because his brief presence captures the innocence and awkwardness of early romance. In a show centered on family, growing up, and small-town life, even a date could become a gentle comic event, filled with nerves, charm, and the watchful eyes of everyone around the shady rest. Bannon played him with an easy, youthful quality that suited the tone of the series. Though his role on Petticoat Junction was small, He later became much better known as Art Donovan on Lou Grant, where he worked in a very different television world, more dramatic, contemporary, and socially aware. He also appeared in many other TV projects across the decades. Bannon passed away in 2017 at the age of 77 from cancer. Roger Budd remains a small early role, but Bannon's later career gave him a lasting place in television history. Oliver Wendell Douglas, the idealistic New York attorney, who dreams of becoming a farmer in Green Acres and crosses into the Hooterville world, was portrayed by Eddie Albert. He was born on April 22, 1906, in Rock Island, Illinois, and was 59 when he took on the role in 1965. Oliver works because he is the perfect straight man in a universe that refuses to behave logically. He believes in hard work, land, and the American dream, but Hooterville answers him with broken logic, eccentric neighbors, and comic frustration. Albert played him with intelligence and exasperated dignity, making Oliver's confusion one of the funniest parts of the rural sitcom universe. Beyond television, Albert had a distinguished film career, earning Academy Award nominations for Roman Holiday and The Heartbreak Kid. He also served in World War II, and later became known for environmental activism. Albert passed away in 2005 at the age of 99 from pneumonia. Oliver remains one of classic TV's great frustrated dreamers, a man trying to farm reality in a town built on nonsense. Orrin Pike, the earnest game warden whose gentle interest in Bobby Joe brought a sweet late-series romantic note to Petticoat Junction, was portrayed by Jonathan Daly. He was born on January 14, 1942, in Chicago, Illinois, and was 27 when he appeared as Orrin in 1969. Orrin works because he gives the final years of the show a quieter kind of charm. He is awkward, sincere, and good-natured, the sort of man who fits naturally into Hooterville's world without trying to dominate it. Daly played him with soft comic timing, making Orrin feel likable even when romance became uncertain or uncomfortable. Beyond Petticoat Junction, Daly appeared in The Jimmy Stewart Show, CPO Sharkey, and other television comedies. Earlier, he gained attention in Australia as part of the comedy duo D'Lo and Daly, showing that his timing had roots far beyond one American sitcom role. In 2026, he is 84, and Orrin Pike remains a small but pleasant part of the show's later landscape, a reminder that Hooterville's charm often came from gentle people trying their best. Fred Ziffel, the eccentric farmer who treated his pig Arnold like a son, was portrayed by Hank Patterson. He was born on October 9, 1888, in Springville, Alabama, and was 75 when Petticoat Junction premiered in 1963. Fred works because he represents the wonderfully strange side of Hooterville. His complete devotion to Arnold the pig could have been a one-note gag, but Patterson gave Fred a dry seriousness that made the joke even funnier. He played the character as if everything about Arnold's school life, television habits, and family status made perfect sense. That commitment turned Fred into one of the most memorable rural sitcom figures, appearing not only in Petticoat Junction, but also in Green Acres and the Beverly Hillbillies. Patterson had a long career in westerns and television, though he was nearly deaf during his later work, requiring cues to help him through scenes. He passed away in 1975 at the age of 86 from bronchial pneumonia. Fred Ziffel remains classic TV absurdity at its warmest, a farmer, a pig, and a joke played with total sincerity. Norman Curtis, the stern president of the CNFW Railroad, whose authority often clashed with Hooterville's eccentric ways, was portrayed by Roy Roberts. He was born on March 19, 1906, in Tampa, Florida, and was 57 when he appeared on Petticoat Junction in 1963. Norman works because he brings polished corporate pressure into a rural world that resists being managed. His attempts to impose order on the railroad become funny, precisely because Hooterville has its own strange logic, and the Cannonball seems to run on community affection as much as schedules. Roberts played him with a firm voice and executive confidence, giving the character enough seriousness to make the comedy land. Beyond Petticoat Junction, Roberts had a prolific television career, appearing in McHale's Navy, The Beverly Hillbillies, The Lucy Show, Gunsmoke, and many other classics. He specialized in authority figures, Bosses, bankers, officers, and men used to being obeyed. Roberts passed away in 1975 at the age of 69 from a heart attack. Norman Curtis remains a fitting comic obstacle for Hooterville. Official, irritated, and always outmatched by small-town chaos. Uncle Joe Carson, the lovable and endlessly scheming resident of the Shady Rest Hotel in Petticoat Junction, was portrayed by Edgar Buchanan. He was born on March 20, 1903, in Humansville, Missouri, and was 60 when the series premiered in 1963. Uncle Joe works because he gives the show its lazy, mischievous heartbeat. He is always ready with a shortcut, a get-rich idea, or an excuse to avoid real work. Yet beneath all that bluster is real affection for Kate Bradley and her daughters. Buchanan played him with a gruff voice, relaxed timing, and a sly comic warmth that made Uncle Joe feel less like a troublemaker and more like family. Before Petticoat Junction, Buchanan had already built a long career in westerns and character roles, appearing in films and shows where his weathered face and folksy charm made him instantly recognizable. The role became his most beloved television legacy, connecting him forever to the gentle world of Hooterville. Buchanan passed away in 1979 at the age of 76 after a stroke. Uncle Joe remains one of classic TV's great rural eccentrics. Lazy, loyal, funny, and impossible to imagine the Shady Rest without. Betty Jo Bradley, the spirited youngest daughter of the Bradley family in Petticoat Junction, was portrayed by Linda Henning. She was born on September 16, 1944, in Los Angeles, California, and was only 19 when the series began in 1963. Betty Jo works because she brings youth, motion, and tomboyish charm into the Shady Rest Hotel. While her sisters often carried glamour or ambition, Betty Jo felt more adventurous and down-to-earth, the kind of girl who could climb, run, joke, and still grow into one of the show's most tender romantic storylines. Henning played her with natural brightness, allowing Betty Jo to mature across the series from playful teenager into a loving wife and mother after her romance with Steve Elliott. That evolution gave the sitcom a gentle, emotional continuity, especially as the Bradley daughters changed with the years. Beyond Petticoat Junction, Henning appeared in other television roles and theater work, while remaining closely associated with the series created by her father, producer Paul Henning. In 2026, she is 81, and Betty Jo remains one of Hooterville's warmest memories, lively, sincere, and forever tied to the sound of the cannonball rolling home. And that's our look back at Petticoat Junction, Then and Now, a show that found comedy in train whistles, front porch conversations, family dreams, and the gentle chaos of Hooterville. Some cast members became icons of classic television. Some stepped away into quieter lives, and others left us with memories that still feel warm decades later. But every stop at the Shady Rest still carries their charm. Which cast member's story surprised you most? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us again on Hollywood 1960s.